Aloha, Big Island. How's it? Today's update, January 7th. Let's see, Yang Daily 10. It is text banking or phone banking for Iowa. Right now is Yang Week, hashtag Yang Week, if you don't know what that is. People are descending, Yang Gang is descending upon Iowa to go door to door and canvass. The only time this has ever happened is, I believe, for the Carter administration. People from Alabama came up and then they canvassed and it actually swung the vote. So as far as their primaries, the reason why we're doing this channel, Iowa has their primaries in February. After February, if you are a concerned voter or you're not concerned, you will know who Andrew Yang is. You will know that he's going to be the front runner in the Democratic Party, facing up against the opposition of the Republican candidate, whomever that might be. So, long story short, this channel is devoted to exposing Big Island, having organizations of pledge drives here, volunteer work, Yang hangs, getting flyers out there, and then one of our major goals is to get 14 delegates for our state, and then to make sure that we have a presence at the primaries, which means we need to get people involved right now and registered to vote. It is new this year that you can register the day of, but I would persuade you to do it beforehand. One, gets it out of the way, and two, it lets people know with percentages and polls, the data, because we are the wave. There are so many people that are interested in Andrew Yang, and because of the media blackout, that's the reason why you haven't heard of it yet. So, the reason of this channel is to inform Big Island of what's the Yang Gang happenings, and if you're on here, consider yourself Yang Gang. We would love to see you at our next meeting, January 26th. It's a Sunday from 3 to 5. To be determined on location. The last meeting we had was in Hilo, Hawaii at the Park Pavilion behind the bus terminal. We're thinking about doing it at a coffee shop this time. Support a little business, drink a little coffee, get some internet. Should be fun as a sit down. Thanks to all of you who came out to the last meeting. We look forward to seeing all of Yang Gang at January 26th. Things we'll be discussing that are the same thing we discussed yesterday. How to be most effective on the island, coordinating, meeting each other, and then getting everybody on Slack and having everybody here also participate in banking and texting. Text banking and phone banking are the two most important things right now because we're reaching people in Iowa directly, and Iowans want to hear regardless. At least getting the name Yang out there opposed to them not having a clue and just always voting the same way. There is a difference. And when their local news is covering 45, 50, 100 people walking on the streets in blue shirts, going door to door, talking about a Taiwanese man that wants to give everybody $1,000, at least the seed has been planted. And if you're here because you heard about the $1,000, there's also many other policies we're going to be covering in the whole next year. Look forward to those. If you have any questions or comments, of course, put them in the section below. And then if you want to get a hold of us, you could reach us at yanggangbigisland@gmail.com. Alrighty then. Let's see, that's Yang Daily 10. I would suggest everybody go to Yang 2020, read the policies, find out events near you, and volunteer. Do the phone banking, text banking that we were just talking about. If you'd like to donate to this channel, we are on Patreon. That'd be totally awesome. And then as far as donating to the campaign, which I would suggest whenever you have anything, just donate it. Always goes to the best part, the best thing. They did a bus tour. They did meet and greets. They're doing swag giveaways, mailers. They hired new people. They're opening offices. It's awesome. Check out yang2020.com to be informed about that. And then if you don't have enough Skrilla to get some Yang gear, I would suggest going to this website called YangSwagAngel.com. Basically, you could give money or you could get merchandise. If you've already given the max amount that you could give to donate, a way of donating is actually buying merch and giving it away. It's great publicity. At the last meeting, we talked about maybe a couple ideas. Here's one. Clothe the homeless in all areas with Yang merch. Just go over, above, and beyond. Have a whole hashtag this and that. Have people donate, buy the merch, and then clothe the homeless and tell them about Andrew Yang. Ask them if they'll wear that, and then keep doing that. Another non sequitur idea from that is there are people around the world that are introduced to Yang or his concepts and are enthusiastic, but they cannot buy merch and they cannot donate, which, okay, that makes sense. But is there anything wrong with having a foundation to buy merch and then sending it to people without them having donating? Just because they're volunteering their time. Like, I watched a video from a gent in Malaysia, and he is super informed. He's like, I can't even vote, and I know who this is. I think it'd be cool to, send Yang gear around the world. It's humanity first really shouldn't be a United States brand new concept on how we're all kind of a little crazy and how we need to get back the swing of the pendulum, figure out somewhere in the middle. It's a worldly thing. This is the change in the awakening I hope that's happening. All right, and National Cookie Day, January 13th, Andrew Yang's birthday. It's going to be awesome. We've tried to call every cookie confectioner on this island. We have not gotten one response. If you know anybody at Donna's or Sweets, heck, even anybody that maybe works at Love's or any of the places that make bread, maybe they know somebody that does the cookies. It's going to be January 3rd. Basically, you sell the cookies in your store for $5 to $7. You draw little Andrew Yang's. We've got cookie cutters that we can send to you. And if you do not have if we don't have time to do that before that, you could just make anything Andrew Yangy. You can look on the on the web and like make your own cookie toys. I'm sure it all goes to the same idea. Anywho, call the cookie places. That's January 13th, Andrew's birthday. And then, let's see here. On Reddit, Ohio and all Yanggangers, please call the Secretary of State and ask why they didn't do the right process of bureaucratic paperwork, which is leaving Andrew off the ballot in Ohio. W2F, remember the Republicans voting in chicken buckets? Oh, my goodness. There needs to be a clear and cut reason why, and if they're going to come back and say something along the lines of there was too many voters and or there's a stipulation about how the voters signed up for those ballots, that they were unaware and you had to have a certain piece of paperwork or disclaim something. Maybe everybody wasn't aware. So regardless if it happened, we need to solve it so it doesn't happen the next time. Alrighty. There are 378 days till the inauguration of President Yang. You can go to the description below to get it counted. Just put it on your on your desktop. Watch the days go down. Watch how much the wave comes in. Watch the wave. Alrighty here, and then make sure you go https vote.gov to vote, or rockthevote.org, or vote411 to vote. All right, Twitter. The New York streets are filled with Andrew Yang signs. There was a post on Twitter today that has a photo going all the way down, and all you really see all the way down the street is blue Andrew Yang signs. So awesome. It isn't only the U.S. like we were just talking about. It's a world thing. It would be a really great idea to start a group that raises those things to do swag. We're going to be talking about that at further meetings as well, and trying to get it out there. I'll pass it off to other people that run channels and see what their idea is. I could also go to Yang Maps and check out all the other sites. Or you could just type up Andrew Yang and switch to channels in your YouTube browser feature. Andrew's currently in Davenport, Iowa, at the campaign. He's meeting voters, and what's interesting is there's a lot of people sharing their stories about how there's a Twitter post. I gotta show this. There's a lady who came up to Andrew and Zach overheard, so he posted it, but she basically said her kids have been angry and depressed and confused, and she just thanks Andrew. Her whole family is involved in the campaign now, and it's given them hope for once. They're doing things as a family. Humanity first, man. On Reddit, the presidential swag contest is going to be ending January 9th, and they're picking their submissions. Basically what it is, if you're an artist and you've got an idea for some swag, put it out there. Go to Twitter, find them, post it. If they like it, they'll pull you, and then whatever happens from there. I think that they're not going to be selling it per se, but I think they're going to be giving it away at Yang Gang events, which is totally cool because it'll be limited items just for the Yangers. All right, and are we falling behind on Reddit is what they're asking. I've been following quite closely. I think that the campaign knows exactly where they are. And as far as being out here in Hawaii on the Big Island, not too many people know about them. We have been holding signs on the side of the road and getting a couple shots up in the air and a couple hoo-ah, and a couple Yang Gangs. But, aloha, Big Island. We got to get out there and start getting the Yangs. You got to Yang them. All right. Here's the videos. Our updated links. We've got Andrew Yang for president at 2020. It's really cool, quick, almost ad. It talks about Andrew talking about whom he talked to about the opioid crisis. And he says he's been talking to a bunch of people, but he's talking to kids. 19, 20, 25. When I was 19, 20, 25, it was like a little bit of pot. Everybody knew about what the drugs were, but we didn't do them. When we got older, they were around, and you chose to do them or not. depending on where you were mentally in life. So long story short, Andrew talks about things have changed. It all makes sense when he wants to lower the voting age to 16 because if you're informed younger, you've got a better chance of voting. And if you're informed about educational things like what drugs do to your body, why you shouldn't do certain drugs, how to get off those drugs, how to get help if the services are provided, that's the kind of Humanity First administration Yang's bringing to the table, and he talks about in these types of channels. Let's see, Humanity First. Interesting. Ricky Jarvis hosted some event. I'm not too up to date on the TVs and the what's happenings, but Ricky Jarvis, I do know who is, and he talked about the left wokeists, the people who think they're woke and they're left, sitting there with their fancy plates and their fancy wine and their fancy lives. He just said, "Don't take shit too serious." That was at 4:52. At 3:18, he hints at Epstein's death. Gee whiz. All right, moving on. Grassroots. Yang Gang, Russ was talking about, well, he wasn't talking about anything. He put up an ad that's basically talking about a lady asked him a question, not an ad, a lady asked him a question, and the question was based around special needs students, and Andrew goes into depth about what our country needs to do in our schooling system on how to provide special needs for those who need it. It's about time. Kai Watson, he had 4 guys on, 2 of which I knew. I think it was Fred the Felon and Boyce. And then there was another gent, I believe his name was Tom. Check it out. It's in the description below. The boys are talking about what it is just living the Yang Gang lifestyle. What they did was they made comparisons. Basically, Andrew Yang is busy. His whole schedule is filled. The man is going from nonstop from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to bed, 3 or 4 events a day, talking, canvassing, meetings, just... So the Yangs, like, when they do that and just follow him during the day doing something, they're exhausted. They're talking about their schedules need to be packed out, too. And I agree. Doing this channel and doing the other efforts on the island takes a lot of time, but we enjoy it, and the end result is everybody wins. Everybody benefits. Even the people who don't know they're going to benefit from this. Anyway, this video is going a little long, so I'm going to try and wrap it up here. They talk about key points. It's all put down in the descriptions. Activism, how you should feel about it, how to talk to others when approaching them while canvassing. Basically, at 43, they talk about Andrew, and please donate $1 to the Truckers for Yang. If you do that, like I was saying earlier, at least the foundation and the organization will know who you are and that you represent. If you don't want to have any updates or anything, just opt out. But that $1 not only goes to a greater cause, but it means a whole lot because it means they have your support. Anywho, you could check out Kai and his other videos on Kai Watson, and you could also hashtag gang-related, his new pod series. Also, if you get a chance, go to iwillvote.com if you're in Iowa. We just want to see percentages of people who are going to be voting. It's a great way. Alrighty, well, it looks like the last video that I put in there is day 2 of Mr. YG Gold's day at Yang Week canvassing, going and meeting people. One of the things in the early part of his video was he went on to Yang 2020 events. He found an event which was a Yang Hang. When he went there, there was only one lady hanging out, but she had made up flyers to give away. So if that's the Yang Hang and you're one person, do it. If somebody goes on the website and sees that you're in their area, they could come up and meet with you. And also, this doesn't even have to be for Big Island. This could be for all over. This is Yang related. If you like what we're doing here on this channel, please subscribe below and share the word. But we are here to get Big Island introduced to Andrew Yang, get them into the Yang Gang hustle, and have everybody be related to. Have everybody understand that we're fighting for you, for democracy and for freedom and for true justice. Just, everybody should do their own. Everybody should pay the right amount of taxes. Everybody should do the right thing. And humanity first. And if you need to get a hold of us, you can go to Yang Gang Big Island Gmail and drop a line. You can put anything in the comments below within reason. And if you have any suggestions or comments, put them there. Hopefully, we put everything in this talk in the description. And if you'd like to see any different types of segments, please email or put those in the comments below, because we're looking for ideas for this this channel. Anywho, I'm Wago, Yang Gang Big Island. Aloha.